Welcome back to a new video. So as I mentioned in the community post as well as the last video, I'm going to be going back to my own programming, but I'm going to be using some concepts from the Weightlifting AI that I think are just good for programming while trying to write my own stuff. For the kind of the big reason where I've been getting bored with the AI programming, it's been pretty similar week to week, which is fine in some sense. I don't necessarily mind doing the same thing repeatedly, aka weightlifting, but having very similar workouts and not having different variations or different accessory movements added in does seem not to be utilizing my time as usefully as it could. So the couple different movements that I definitely want to be including into my own programming are things like snatch balances and jerks from the rack, as well as some movements you see here, which is clean doubles and different days that are just focused on weightlifting technique, and then other days that are focused on strength. So nothing that's really going to be changing from what you're seeing dramatically from what the AI had in general, but I just want to have different things that I think are useful, like jerks from the rack and snatch balances being a couple of them, as well as potentially things like deficit pulls of some sort. I haven't really done them too much, but I think those could be something good to at least experiment with. But on this workout, the goal for snatches was to do 5 sets of 2 between 100 and 110. On this first set here, I missed the second rep, which was annoying, but after that I made a good adjustment and I was able to make them all 2 more sets at 100, and then I went up to 110 for 2 doubles. The big concept that I was working on with the snatches that felt really good was trying to push my knees apart on the first pull, so just trying to pull a little bit slower as well, along with that idea. But then once it's past my knee, to keep it really close and almost try to brush my quad the whole way up. And what I found is that kept the bar really nice and close and allowed me to just feel really confident when I was going under the bar and just pulling under the bar. And really I was happy with like the lockout and how everything really felt with them. And I'm still not like super recovered because like yesterday I was quite tired in the session, and it's not like I magically recovered in this day, but I think the technical adjustment definitely made him feel a little bit easier. But I was happy to hit 2 doubles at 110. At the end of this kind of like 4-week block, I'm going to kind of repeat the program every 4 weeks, have like 3 hard weeks of training, 1 lighter week, followed by like a big max out day at the end of the 4th week, and then kind of repeat that 4-week cycle, I suppose. But I find that if I have too long of a block where I don't have like a dedicated time where I'm going to go to like a super max on a different day or on a certain day, then I just kind of get distracted with training, or I just end up doing too much and never really dial it back as far as like a deload or just a couple lighter sessions. So just having kind of a repeatable 4-week cycle I think will be good, because then I'll have a time where it's like, all right, this is the day where I really want to go heavy, and then have the other weeks where I can really go hard as far as like these movements that I'm doing on days like this, like doubles and whatnot. After doing the snatch doubles, I went to do some clean doubles, and these felt pretty good as well. I haven't done a clean double in quite a while, and I kind of want to get back to doing these, and I think it's something that's useful for the clean, and it's just good for the volume of it, of course, but just the practice of specifically the clean. And that's one thing when I do my own programming, I like to separate all of the movements, because I find that you can just focus a bit more on the technique of individual things and not worry about like, all right, I just got to do this clean because I'm worried about the jerk. I'm just doing the clean. But I was able to do doubles here at 110, 130, and 140. And very similar to the snatches, I kind of want to be able to increase the amount of sets that I do between 130 and 140. I only did 1 of each today, but cleans are also just more strenuous in general, so it's not as imperative to hit a ton of volume with them, especially because I'm already doing doubles with them. But if I could do multiple sets at 140, doubles wise, and potentially do a little bit more for a double, that will also be good. But I want to make sure that I'm catching them all well and doing them with good technique, and not just diving under them and just grinding them up, because that's a good way to aggravate my back, and also just to strain harder on a day like this where I really shouldn't be. I should be doing these pretty routine. 140 shouldn't be a difficult clean for me to do, and it should be something I can do for a double every day of the week. Well, I really shouldn't do it every day of the week, but theoretically you could, or at least I could. But after doing the cleans here, I went to do rack jerks, and I got up to 140 with those. And that's another concept. I think I mentioned the 2 main movements I want to add in, the snatch balances and rack jerks. But I think for me, just practicing the jerk more will be good. And that's something that AI just never really given a lot of extra specific practice on for whatever reason. A lot of push presses and stuff, which are great. I plan to do some today. when I'm recording this commentary, so the day after this workout, but it's something that I'd rather get some more practice of, specifically like the footwork and stuff, and just getting comfortable moving through the movement. And I don't think that's a radical thing for me to have a have the thought or have the opinion of. But after doing these rack jerks, I did some overhead press and some barbell rows. With both of them, I was trying to control the eccentric a bit, and the reason for that is just to break down more muscle, just to get more hopeful strength from them. But I don't know how frequently I'll be pressing. I think it's good on a day like this where it's just a less stressful movement to do. I was originally planning on doing something like push presses potentially, but I was like, at this point, I think it's better just to get some more bodybuilding style overhead press where I'm trying to control the eccentric a bit more. And then the same with the barbell rows, just trying to get some extra back work in. The accessories, I'm going to try to be pretty strict about as well, which ones I continue to pick. But I also do want to create some, or allow some flexibility with some different experimentations with ones, particularly with the knees over toe guide. He has some shoulder accessory movements that I want to experiment with. The one that I've really liked is if you have like a bench set up at like a 45-degree angle, like you're going to do incline bench, but you're facing it, and then you're doing like a front dumbbell raise above your head. I feel that a lot in kind of my mid back as well as my shoulders in a really good way. So I want to continue to add that in, as well as some of just the general stretching that is in some of those videos. I think that will just be good in general for me to do for my lower body as far as my hips and stuff go. The long-term plan is still to do the competition in May. I think it's like May 3rd or something at the beginning of that time, but I just feel like if I'm going to get there and being able to snatch close to 130 or hopefully in excess of 130 if I train really well, I'm going to need a lot of strength, and I just need to get a lot more practice with the movements and just a little bit more intensity from what I'm getting from the AI. And it's not like the AI is bad programming or anything like that, but I think I just need more practice specifically in the jerk, and I need to really get my snatch balance strong. I don't know what I want to get my snatch balance to / overhead squat. Really kind of wouldn't necessarily mind if I just did overhead squats, but snatch balances I feel like are just a little bit more specific for me because I kind of get it crashed in the bottom of the snatches anyway. So just kind of being a bit more dynamic on the way down is going to help me probably a little bit more. But if I can get to like 140 or 140 plus with that, I would be really happy. My best ever is 135, which is also my best snatch. So clearly it's a movement that if I can get to be a little bit better, it's probably going to have a positive impact, because I think around the time I actually did the 135 is probably around when I was my strongest in the snatch. But it's kind of one of those things, like I was doing a lot of snatch balances and block snatches and stuff like that. And as the weather starts to get warmer and I'm able to train out in the shed with a lot more frequency and consistency, then the block work above the knee will be something I want to add in. Looking at the crash pads behind me, you kind of see beyond my right arm. I might be able to do some high block work with those, and it'd be a lot easier set up than the wood blocks that you may have seen me use at the actual gym. I don't necessarily mind using those, but as far as going super heavy with block work, it is kind of difficult to keep them on the blocks. For lighter work, it's fine, but also like if it's lighter, I might as well just do hangs and stuff like that. But we'll see how the week plays out as far as specific workouts. I have a general plan already kind of written out of how I theoretically would want the week to look, but I've already changed how the first day, and a lot of that's because I put too much in each individual workout, and I have to kind of go through it to see how I'm feeling during it, and then being able to see, it's like, all right, here's what I can do on this day. If I do the same workout the next week, can I do more, or can I do a similar type workout? Because if I do 7 different movements, it's not really sustainable in the long term as far as repeating workouts, which is the easiest way to measure strength is if you're able to do the same workout, which I know that's a complaint I just gave with the Weightlifting AI, which is one thing, but it's, if I'm going to repeat the same workout, I kind of want it to be my own thing and also be things that are going to be directly beneficial to weightlifting, like doing for me for weightlifting, like the snatch balances and the rack jerks. But anywho, that's enough rambling on this one. I'll talk to you all in the next video, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.